This language is not just important, it is very, very important. For the first reason, we need this language for communication purpose in the global context. You can imagine, as I mentioned earlier, that this language
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the third episode of HRU Podcast. In today's topic, our guest speaker, he will be sharing about his experience in teaching and learning English. So please welcome our guest speaker for today's interview. Good evening, lecturer. Could you please introduce yourself to the audience?
Thank you, Lisa, for having me in this show today. It is a very interesting show. And greeting from Humanities University. Well, I am lecturer Ramo. I am a lecturer of English language at this university. And I have been with this university since 2007. It has been over 10 years that I have been here. And at the same time, besides working as a teacher of English at this university, I also have another role as the Vice Dean of the Faculties of Arts, Humanities, and Languages at this university too. And Lisa, I heard that you haven't got a lot of questions for me today.
Yes.
So would you please go to the first question you have?
Thank you, lecturer. So in your opinion, what is the significance of the English language and do you believe it is important? If so, why?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for the question. You are asking me about English.
Yeah.
Well, English is the global language, and I believe everybody knows this. It is considered to be the first international language of communication spoken by around 1.35 billion people around the world, with 86 countries using this language as their first language. This language is not just important, it is very, very important. For the first reason, we need this language for communication purpose in the global context. You can imagine, as I mentioned earlier, that this language is the global language of communication. So when people from different countries want to interact with each other, want to communicate with each other on certain, purpose, they need to have one common language that they can understand each other. It is nothing but this language, English language. When you are proficient in this language, you will have better opportunity to effectively communicate with the, people from different parts of the world, people from different cultures and backgrounds and all that. You see? Yeah. This is the first reason. And for the second reason, this language also provides you with the, academic or education opportunity. As you know that this language is considered to be, the language of instruction in many educational institutions around the world, which simply means that in the class, teacher provide lecture or teach students using this language. And as student, you are expected to be able to understand this language and communicate with the teacher, the lecturer, the professor using this language too. So this is how this language is so important in your academic or education life. Plus, when you know this language, you will have, better chance to access broader range of academic opportunities, scholarships, and resources, most domestically and internationally. Right. Plus, this language also provides you with the employment opportunity. You know what? Today, we are living in a globalized world where almost everyone is expected to speak a foreign language, and we expect everyone to speak this international language, English, because it's the first international language. And of course, because of this, English language skills are very highly valued in the global job market. And according to my observation, this language is also very valuable in the local market, our country. All right, so if you know this language, you tend to have better chance to work, in multinational company, international organization, or in those industry where, require cross-border communication as well. Right. Last but not least, I would also want to speak about the economic benefit of this language too. How could this be possible? Why is it just a language, but how does it contribute to the economic development of the country?
Yeah.
All right. So the answer is very simple. You can imagine if more and more Cambodian people speak English, or if they can speak fluent English and correct English, what does it lead to? It simply leads to a stronger force in attracting foreign investment.
Yes.
It will attract foreign investors to come to Cambodia to make investments here. It's also promote the tourism sector in the country because, as you know, tourists come to Cambodia, to our country, because they want to learn something about our country, and when our people can communicate with those people, and then it is very likely that they will come to visit our country. And of course, this language also facilitate international trade, create business opportunity, and therefore drive economic growth and create job opportunities for the local population. This is just to mention a few of the benefits that this language provides us when you know it. Actually, there are many others.
Thank you so much, lecturer. So as you can see, English is very, very an important language. And as you have mentioned earlier that you are an English lecturer, so what motivated you to pursue a career as an English lecturer?
Okay, thank you for the question, Lisa. Why I decided to stay in the career as a lecturer of English? Of course, there are so many reasons why I decided to end up staying in the career as a lecturer of English. For one reason is because of the flexibility and mobility of the job itself. You can imagine if you compare English teaching to other jobs, English trainer or English teacher have more freedom to choose the working hours. They can choose to teach, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, and even at the weekend time, you see. So they have more freedom to choose. If they are busy in the morning, they are not available in the morning, they still have afternoon and evening or the weekend shift for them to work. So it's quite comfortable. Yeah, so this is pretty awesome to me. And another reason is the mobility of the job. It simply means as an English trainer, you can work in various places. It doesn't matter whether it is a school, language institute, or a university, such as Humanities University. You always have an option, right? I still have another reason to stay in this career. This reason would be the opportunity to make a difference in my students' life. Seeing them progress in their language development and witnessing their growth and have confidence is incredibly rewarding to me. It's quite fulfilling for me to know that I am helping them achieve their goals, achieve their dreams, and open up doors for them to new opportunity in their life.
Yes. Thank you so much, lecturer, for sharing your experience with us about what motivated you to pursue this career. And is English considered a challenging language to learn? In your perspective, how long does it typically take to achieve fluency in this language?
Oh, well, thank you so much, Lisa, for this question. The level of difficulty in learning this language may vary from person to person, depending on various factors, including the learner's native language, the levels of exposure to the language, the levels of the intensity of learning the language, the dedication to learning this language, and such. However, English, is still considered to be one of the most difficult languages to study in the world, simply because of its complexity in grammar, sentence structures, extensive vocabulary, the irregularity in pronunciation and spelling, and such. And it is pretty difficult to say the exact time or how much time it takes to reach fluency in this language. Because it's always depend on those factors that I have just mentioned. But according to some estimate, it suggests that an average learner may take from 600 to 750 hours of study time to reach an intermediate level of language proficiency. This is according to the common framework, the European Common Framework of Reference for languages that outline the language proficiency level. But you know what? Reaching fluency is not solely determined by the numbers of years you spend or the amount of time you spend on learning the language, but it's more about mastering all the four macro skills of the language: speaking, listening, writing, reading. It's about the cultural understanding of the language. It's about whether you are able to communicate effectively or not in his language, it's all about that. It's not about the numbers of years or amount of time you spend on learning this language. And you should always remember that in order to speed up the progress of learning this language, practice is the main thing.
Yes, this is so true. Practice makes perfect.
Right.
And as you are also an English lecturer, so what are the challenges that you encounter while teaching English?
Oh, well, it's a very interesting question indeed. Well, there are so many challenges for English trainer in our country, I believe,
Yes.
me. But in my experience, the first challenge that I would say is the limited proficiency of student in the classroom. This is the first challenge because sometimes student comes in mixed level in the classroom, and that present a challenge for the teacher to, effectively communicate with every one of them, and let alone, providing effective instruction to all of them at the same time. So as teacher, they need to adapt. I need to adapt the language, find strategy to ensure the understanding, by simplifying the language while I'm explaining to them, or sometimes using the visual aid and the providing context so that they can understand better. And this is not the end. Another challenge would be the class size. Sometimes, class can be very big. And this is also another challenge for teacher because teacher will find it difficult to provide individual student enough attention or personalize, the instruction for individual student too. And last but not least, I would say the last challenge I would say is the limited amount of exposure of the student to the language. Because in our country, I don't know, but students come to class to attend English class. Of course, they speak English in the classroom, but when they are outside of class, they don't speak it. It's a problem. So that limits, the level of exposure to the language, and it slows down their language development. This is really a problem. And as teacher, we consider that a challenge because we need to find a way out to solve the problem by, creating, like a language enriching environment in the classroom, or encourage students to engage in, language activity outside the classroom, such as, reading at home, watching movie, or participating in language exchange program and such.
Yes, thank you so much, lecturer, for sharing with us about the challenges that you encounter while teaching in English. And as you already mentioned that you're teaching English at Human Resource University, so are you enjoying your experience teaching English at Human Resource University? And if so, what aspect do you find most rewarding?
Absolutely, Lisa. I'm really enjoying working here at Human Resource University, and there are a few reasons why I like working here. The first reason would be the supportive and collaborative working environment here. The staff and colleagues are almost ready, always ready to lend you a helping hand and share the expertise when you need them. These kinds of teamwork really motivate me and make me feel valued and supported in my role as teacher.
Yes.
The second reason why I like about working at HRU is the opportunity to make a difference in my student life. All right. So it's quite fulfilling to know that I have a chance to educate them, to teach them, to guide them the way, to help them achieve their dream, their goals. This is quite fulfilling for me. And the last reason that I like about working here would probably be that HRU know how to take care of teacher so well through providing enough resources and material for their teaching. From textbook to technology tool, I have almost everything I need to create, engaging and effective lesson for my students. And that also helped me deliver quality education and ensure that my students enjoy having positive learning experience.
Thank you so much, lecturer, for sharing your experience with us. And for me, I do enjoy studying at Human Resource University as well. So moving on to the last question of today's episode. As you are also the Vice Dean of the Faculty of Arts, Humanities, and Languages, what message would you like to convey to students who are anticipating their upcoming national exams?
Well, this is a very important question. I do have a little message to send to Cambodian students, and especially those students who are anticipating their national exam, which is coming up is November 2023. that I would like to say congratulations on reaching out the stage of your academic journey. As you embark on these next chapters of your education, I would like to introduce to you Human Resource University, which is an exceptional educational institution in Cambodia that provides a wide range of study program opportunity for your growth and success. At HRU, we take pride in our general English programs, which is specially designed to improve your language proficiency. As we know that English language is very important skill that you as a student, as learner should have before you graduate. And of course, whether you want to improve your proficiency for personal reason, for academic reason, or for professional reason, our program will equip you with the necessary tool to achieve great success in the professional world in the future. That is not all about HRU. HRU also offers bachelor degree program in a variety of majors, including management, accounting, marketing, finance and banking, laws, public administration, computer science, teaching English as a foreign languages, TEFL, and English for professional communication, and all that. This is just to name a few. And of course, our academic faculty members are very dedicated to, providing comprehensive education to all of you that combine the theoretical knowledge and practical experience all together to ensure that you get all the important knowledge, skills, and experience to face the challenging world after you graduate. And for those people who are looking for the advanced study, HRU also offer master and doctoral degree program for you in a number of fields too, such as Masters of Business Administration, Masters of Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages, TESOL, Doctoral of Management. This is just to name a few. Whether your passion lies in business, lies in education, our graduate program is always tailored to your interests. Our graduate program will equip you with the necessary skills, experience, and critical thinking skills that are necessary in making meaningful impact. Right. When it comes to facility, Human Resource University provide comprehensive resources for your educational journey. Our campus is well equipped with modern classroom, LCD projector, glass whiteboard. We have good canteen, bookstore, library, well-stocked library, research facility. All that contribute to providing an optimal learning environment for you as learners. Right. So why coming to HRU, or why choose HRU? Simply because we have a wide range of study program to offer you, ranging from the general English program to bachelor to master and to the doctoral degree program for you to choose. And plus, we also have dedicated, faculty members, modern campus, modern facility all together that help contribute to providing, operating, enriching, and supportive learning environment for you. So come join us now. Let us be your partner in unlocking your full potential and achieve your dream. Thank you.
Thank you so much, lecturer, for sharing your valuable experience in today's discussion. And I think this is the end of our HRU podcast. Thank you so much for joining with us till the end of the video. Thank you.